First opened in 1999. There's a good look at First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Tonight we reach the unofficial midway point of the season with a good Monday night battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Watson off play action. Eluding the pressure right. Throw right side taken in by the tight end Bryant. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up second down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line. But one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. The Browns sitting at 5-2 on the year, and they've been playing well, really well. Winners of 5 of their last 7, but losers last time out.
And it always hurts when you lose a tight game, as they did a week ago. I think each player starts thinking to himself, if I could have played better, one play here, one play there, maybe it could have changed his team's fortunes. But it absolutely illustrates how important it is to play a complete game if you want to win in the NFL.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. What a matchup we have here in the AFC North on this All Hallows Eve, otherwise known, of course, as Halloween. Kids probably shuffling home right now from trick-or-treating, all hopped up on sugar and ready to drive their parents crazy as these two old rivals get together here on this final day of October in a game that's been highly anticipated. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Trey Hendrickson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they? I'm about to say something that seems really obvious, but you hate to see your kicker miss on the opening drive, because now you're starting to wonder what goes through his head. Is that going to affect him the rest of the game? Is he going to be able to bounce back? You want to show confidence later? What's going to go on with him right out of the gate with a miss?
Yeah, chance to grab the 3-0 lead here at home. Instead, we remain scoreless. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Shifts by him. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Looked like they picked a heck of a time to run the counter.
And we've been saying that in this great game of football probably since we started playing. Anytime you get guys thinking you're going to go one way and you hit back the opposite side, it's a great chance it can turn into the type of play we just saw there, a big gainer.
Back to Mixon on first down. And he'll take this down to the 33.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. That's the tight end Hurst with it. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Burrow on third down. And that is incomplete.
I don't see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Gun. Got. 11 Thomas.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And this Browns defense stands tall. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Now an option play on second down. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. And this, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
They go up the middle with Chubb. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try the air now with Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. There's Sam Hubbard that time in there to bring him to the ground. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Now back to throw. He's got a man, complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. No score after 1 on EA Sports. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Watson. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
York able to send this one through, and the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. So after drive number 3 here, we have a score, and it's 3 points after the field goal.
I would say the feeling out process for both these teams, I'd say it's over, partner. Everyone understands what's going on now. You've kind of probed a little bit. Now you want to start throwing the big shots. First 3 points up on the board could be significant.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they are a game under 500 now following the loss a week ago. And this is a team, Charles, that just has not been able to string victories together.
Yeah, they're certainly going the wrong way.
And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. Man, one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Browns drive about to get started. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
They go with Chubb on second down. And some room to maneuver. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender, and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, sometimes a thing of beauty.
He'll find Bryant, his tight end. It's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
It's hard on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, but when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
They'll come up now on second and a yard. And Chubb will try the middle here. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Watson now to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. He got outside the pocket there trying to improvise, and he was calling for the ball downfield, but still the interception.
I think what happened, he did call for the ball thinking that he was open, but I think the quarterback spotted him too late, and that margin that he had on the defenders, that got eaten up, and they came up with the interception.
They'll start here with a give to Mixon. To the 40 and no further. The razzle-dazzle, though, got him a couple extra on the play. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
Here we go, here we go.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
11, 11, 11. 11 mighty, 11 mighty.
On the Jets sweep, here's Chase. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Here we go.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. Here's Burrow. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. The Cleveland offense ready to go. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now left side on the swing pass. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching, and there's another 1st down run right there.
From the red zone now, Watson. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They made a nice effort to stick it with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Kareem Hunt as the first half is winding down. And the final stages of this first half. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Burrow's throw here into the hands of Boyd. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now it's Burrow. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Burrow. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. And Burrow going to throw again. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
Fourth down, out comes the punter, Drew Chrisman. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And that kick will go out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on Halloween. And trust me, kids, if you had to look at Charles Davis every game, you'd think every day was Halloween. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Bucs set to get the football first, and they trail here as we get started in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. But Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
On one,
A
right?
loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now it's Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And this is going to be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over it.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
13 yards the tally on the return there. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game. And now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category.
Hey, can.
After the sack on 1st down, Burrow. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. He'll get it inside the 20. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover him. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7. They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
The quick throw by Burrow is complete. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so they're going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
Here's a run with Mixon, and he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 16 yards right off the bat with a 1st down.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 44 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll run again with Hunt. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done. I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Handoff comes to Chubb. And he was able to shed 1 tackle, but could not get away from there. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with his 4-point 4th-quarter lead. So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. And that's going to be caught from Browns. Touchdown. Amari Cooper, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th-quarter lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now 17-14. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Mixon gets the nod to start the drive. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about his desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Burrow looking to pass. Open man is Chase, complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A Bengal 1st down on the 16-yard pickup there. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Here we go.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Another one into the hands of Jamar Chase. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 more yards for him there. It's a 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Here we go, here we go.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 48-yard line. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
Now, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but if you look at the great linebackers in history, they all have that ability to innately sense where a play is going, sometimes even before the ball snapped, and they're there and they end up making it.
On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 41.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. A solid stiff arm. And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 83 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. They run it again with Chubb. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Faking the give. Now Watson. Got him in. It's Brown. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle, Hunt. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Kareem Hunt with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Browns get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by York is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Burrow. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here we go.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Here's Burrow. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
On 1, ready?
And on 3rd down, the Browns going to go with a nickel set.
11 MP.
And the slot man goes in motion left. Burrow. He's going to let it fly. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. A second and 11 from the 19. A give. This is Chubb. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On third down, it's Nick Chubb. And some room to work. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 98 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the fourth quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because